When a man gets to this point, half dead, he's not alive, he's not dead. He's just managing to do what? Exist. That you are existing does not mean you are living. That you wake up in the morning, eat food, sit down, sleep, wake up again, eat food. You don't know what you want to do. You don't even know where you are going. You are just waiting. Any day death decide to come, it's okay. That's not life. Why have you come to this level? Something happened to you. It didn't just come to the point of half dead. Something happened. He was attacked. Now look at what happened. Go to the next verse quickly. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. I will explain. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. You know, Jesus was using the parable to explain about the Good Samaritan. But that is not what I'm looking at here. I'm not looking for the Good Samaritan. I'm asking a question. Why did they not identify him? Is that not enough to bother someone? Yes, sir. They didn't identify him. You know why? In those days, the Jews wears certain garments. The Gentiles wear certain garments. Now, for him not to be identified and be helped, they took his garment.
Yes, sir.
They took his money. Money is not what it is. Man of God, they took his garment and they stripped him naked so that he cannot attract help. That is what this satanic thing I'm talking about does. There is something you are created with.
Jesus.
He has stained your garment so that you cannot be identified. Those looking for you cannot help you. Those assigned to you cannot locate you. Oh God, help me this night. A priest came by. A priest is trying to help people in need. He came by, he looked at him. It's not good. There is nothing to show whether he's a Gentile, whether he walked away. A Levite, who is another level of priest, came and looked at him. They took his garment. Is it making sense to anybody?
Yes, sir.
In Zechariah, they stained the garment. When they take your garment that will qualify you to get married, people will be looking at you. You will not get married because that garment is taken or the garment is stained.
Jesus.
Are you aware that there is somebody God has prepared to help you go to the next level? And all that the person is looking for you, and is looking at you koro with his eyes, but he can't see you.
Jesus.
Why? There is a garment that he needed to see. That garment. Then if you cannot attract that, what happens to you? You will be stranded on the way. Stranded on the way. And what happened to the man? He was stranded on the way. In the pool of his blood. He was not alive. He was not dead. Did the helpers come? Yes, sir. But they couldn't identify him. Has helpers been coming around you? Yes. Left, right, center. There are helpers assigned to help you. But they can't find you.
Jesus.
Why? Your garment. What did they do to sell Joseph? They took his garment. There was no way the Ishmaelites would have bought Joseph when he's wearing the garment of many colors. We are created with coat of many colors. This enemy I'm talking about, this enemy from the house, this enemy from the family, stained us or took the garment while we were young. Now we are grown, and there is nothing. Though we put on physical clothes, the glory we came with has gone.
Jesus.
We're going to pray. He was there. It was when a good Samaritan came. I don't know who he is. He carried him. Don't forget, he was going to Jericho. Sir, he ended up in the hospital. Was he going to the hospital?
No.
So many of us have ended where we didn't plan to. You know, when you have not gone through poverty, real poverty, you won't know what poverty is. You can open your mouth and condemn anybody. You know, I listen to preachers, I listen to people, they are talking against those who are doing prostitution, from a those state doing prostitution aside. I'm not supporting that. But when you hear some stories, you will close your mouth. When you hear some what? Stories. There is no decent lady brought up in a decent home that want to be a prostitute. I was interviewing some of them in Italy. The minimum they sleep with for them to make up the demand is to sleep with 10 men in a day. When you multiply 10 men in a day times 25, take away 5 days for their period, that is 250 men in 1 year, in 1 month. In 1 year, they have slept with 3,000 people. So those of them that have done prostitution for 7 years have slept with 27,000 sexual activity. Sir, even if you grow old till 100 years, you cannot have 27,000 sexual activity in your life. And you will see a young girl who has done that, and she is 28 years. She knows her life is gone. So she's not dead, she's not alive. The garment of glory is taken from her. How did she enter into this? Something was wrong. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
Something was wrong. That boy they say is an armed robber somewhere. He was not just born to become an armed robber. No, something happened. And because he didn't know how to solve it, the obstruction came. He couldn't finish primary school. He now grew up. His garment was collected from him. He's looking for the garment by all means. Stand to your feet.
Gosh. Jesus. Jesus. Jesus.
Lift up your hands and begin to give him praise in the house. Just give him praise. Adigado brotoko satanabas. Telebrodadina madabadabadagada. Dredegeshikederabadaba. We give you praise. We give you praise. We give you praise. We give you praise. Name kateleme mane katobole nema katabale legarabadagadudu gezegaga. Hey Zandoro shelebarada deda.
Sebalade borande kozibrandash. Ali de barigreto
Lenka rokero potali derkade kero katura baligada baligada bada 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 legede bodo bodo bada badia la bagado legede bada gada baha. We worship you, we worship you, we worship you.
Lido pasada de bonde brandendo
Kotaba.
Ebericon selende Ikobala de la balada balada boliada Eberando kobo selerias.
Power mighty in the Lord. There is power mighty in the blood. There is power mighty In the blood of Jesus Christ, there is power mighty in your blood. There is